Let's talk about, I don't know, he's not going to listen. I was going to say let's play the music here, but I don't think Swag's paying attention.
No, he's checked out.
So we won't have the song to lead us into the segment. But last night, sans the PDX carpet jerseys and Denny Avdija getting hurt, not a lot of negativity. He's not listening at all. The Blazers hosted Miami Heat, who looked like they were playing on their own home floor because it was a red and black home floor, and the Blazers were wearing turquoise jerseys. Can we get the Blazer song? We're talking about the Blazers. Can you just slowly play
Live on the air. No worries.
Thank you.
Hey,
And the Blazers, your Portland Trail Blazers, ladies and gentlemen, are the hottest team in the NBA.
9-2.
9-2 in the month of January. They are now in the 9 seed. There is only a 4-game gap between being out of the play-in and where the Blazers are right now. The Lakers are currently the 6th seed. The Blazers are 4 games behind them.
Yep.
And look, a lot to unpack from last night. Primarily speaking, let's start with the downside of it. One is that, well, I mean, it's a big deal. Denny Avdija's hurt again.
Is it a big deal? After the first 2 games, it seemed to be fine without him.
You're not wrong there. I still ask the question, like, how long can you maintain that, right? He's been so good for you. And, I actually had the initial takeaway when he came back as quickly as he did, because I had the thought, this is a back injury. He could be out a little bit.
Well, Danny, I remember when it first happened, was like, they're going to take their time on this one. And I was like, we did the 7.5 game thing, and I said, take the over.
He missed three games, and then comes back, plays a couple, and then a couple minutes into the third quarter last night, he goes down. Now, after the game, they're singing the tune, I'm okay, it's just a tweak. I could have gone back in and played, and Splitter's just being cautious. It does lead you to worry about, back injuries are not something that just go away on their own. Is this something he's going to deal with the rest of the season? So that's the downside of it. The positive side of it is, I think they were up huge when he went down in the third quarter. They were just torching him early in the third. And then Miami started to make a little bit of a comeback. They went on, an 11-0 run, and all of a sudden Splitter calls timeout, and you're like, all right, this thing could get a little tight. Now you're down your best player. And somebody stepped up as your best player in the fourth quarter of that game, and it was Shaedon Sharpe, who was outstanding for you late on both ends of the floor. And Portland gets a win again, 127-110, the final over Miami.
I mean, it was exactly what you needed to see. Right? It's like, and by the way, Avdija, he left 10-minute mark, third quarter.
Yeah, right out of the gate in the second half.
They were up 72-70.
Yeah.
So
and then they went on a big run after he went down.
Run. Yes. Yeah. It was right after he left. They went on a gigantic run. It doesn't mean that he's not valuable. It doesn't mean that Shaden's going to carry a team every game, every night.
No.
It's just, it's a relief that they can even operate without him. 2, on the back thing, like whether these are just spasms or, he says his back was tight, but he was walking around gingerly in the postgame, and he says he'll be fine. Like, yeah, also I care about your future. You're going to have to pay him a massive contract this offseason. Let's hold this out for a week or 2.
Let's be a little bit slower this time around just to make sure we are good to go.
Well, and his value shows to just the next game, right? It's a Sprague and Line Friday. They're 3.5-point dogs against the Raptors at home today. So I think it kind of shows you what people think about Denny Avdija. He's potentially going to make the All-Star team this year. I love watching when Shaden, and he got off to such a slow start. He was 1 of 8 in the first half.
Really ugly.
To see him finish the way that he did, to kind of look like a guy who's taking on the burden of, I need to be really important here for my guys, to close a game out, right? Caleb Love comes off the bench for Denny, has a massive game for himself. Not an efficiency standpoint, but 20 points off the bench.
So a lot of that came in the first half, too. He was a little bit shakier in the second half, but he did hit a big 3 or 2.
He also had the lob to Shaden in the second half, which was really fun to watch.
Yep.
To watch Shaden start 1 of 8, but finish 11 of 21 and give you 27 points and 7 boards, like, it's every reason why all the blogs, all the message boards, all the text, like everybody just never wants to give up, is the ceiling of what he can be. Now, the consistency does need to continue to show itself there, but the idea that, like, he's this or he's that or he's defined yet, I mean, it clearly shows that he's not. And so to watch him be aggressive when Denny goes out, to watch them as a team go, I'm trying to calculate here. What was the final run they went on after he left? I was in like 20.
It was
28-10.
It was pretty lopsided.
It was some insane run like that, to watch them be able to do that.
Well, and they had let that lead slip at the end of the first half because they had a double-digit lead for most of the first half, and you look up at halftime, you're like, wait a minute, what? Why is this such a tight game?
It's also their defense. Like, Miami had 31 and 32 in the first 2 quarters. They had 29 in the third. They had 18 in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
So it's Shaden taking over. It's them collectively coming together and playing really well. And then it's also defensively, make or miss league, man, but like you got to give credit to the defense when they're missing.
Sure.
So
Miami had a really rough night shooting the three, but that's going to happen, and some of that is good defense.
That was the difference in the game. I think Calabro at one point was saying the Blazers are red hot. They're 50% from the field. Miami was 48.
I think in the next play, Jovic airballed a three-pointer. Is like, that's how their night's gone.
And that was the difference, was the three ball. But you give the Blazers credit defensively, and to come together after Denny's injury again, I mean, that's an encouraging sign because I'd imagine they're going to have to play at least another game without him.
I would hope that he's out for at least a week. And I know even if he wants to play, like at some point you have to be the organization that steps in the way of the player. And it's just,
it's a back.
Long-term health is more important than beating whoever the hell you're playing on Monday night, right? That game's not going to matter as much in the grand scheme of things. Can I say something, though, about Shaedon? Because to me, there's a decent sample size here.
He also started the game, by the way. He didn't come off the bench. Jeremy's back. Drew was back. Yes. Everybody's back.
It was the same. I think it was a Hiken. Somebody had a tweet that was the first time they've had the opening night starting lineup since opening night. I want to say. Maybe I'm misremembering that. But I feel like I saw that last night. I'm like, Jesus, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Last year with Denny Avdija, when you go break down the month by month and where things turned around for him, it was a first half, second half separator of first half was really rough. And it was adjustment. You're going from East Coast to West Coast. It's a new system. It's new teammates. It's a new organization. So there's the benefit of the doubt there, right? In the second half of the year, what did we get out of Denny Avdija? Really good basketball, really high-level basketball that opened everybody's eyes up to say, oh, my God, this guy might be more than maybe we thought we acquired. We knew he was a good player. We knew he had a good contract. But the second half of the year, it made everybody go, damn, this is pretty impressive. I'm gonna start throwing another player into that category because when you look at the season totals for this player, they're not necessarily jumping off the page. My argument would be it's because the first 2 months of the year he was horrendous, specifically in one category. And now we have a decent enough sample size to say this is changing and this is trending in the right direction. And that player is Shaedon Sharpe, man. Opening month of the year, so you count the games in October, he averaged 17 points per game and shot 26% from three. You go into the month of November, he averaged 23 points per game, so it was up slightly. He shot 24% from three. That's not good, man. You now have an 11-game sample size in January and the entire month of December. In December, he was 23 points per game, 44% from three. His assists and rebound numbers were up. And now in the month of January, he's averaging 23 points per game. And while it's not quite the same high level of 3-point percent shooting, he's at 37%. And so
37%
that's
would
exactly
be a
where you want
yes.
him to be if he's there. And so that's now, this isn't like a 8-game stretch where it's like, hey, Shaden's playing pretty good. We're literally going on 2 months now. We're not every night's perfect. It's not perfect for anybody. I'm not going to hold him to that standard. But I'm just, this is the most intriguing thing for me the rest of the season because we saw Avdija last year in the second half of the year turn into a different player. And the biggest question we had in the offseason was what? One, defensively, can they be what they were? And so far the answer is kind of a no, but it hasn't mattered as much. But it was, can Avdija pick up where he left off, and can he give you that for an entire year? And what has Avdija done so far? When healthy, he's one of the best players in the NBA. And so he's clearly done or picked up where he left off at the end of last season, and now that's my question the rest of the year. Like, if Shaedon can continue this, I'm not asking for 44% from three, but can you hang in the upper 30s and averaging 23 points per game? And if that is where you can hang the rest of the season, that's enough sample size to get you genuinely excited about where this is going. His last 4 games, 24 points win over Atlanta, 25 points win over LA, 27 points win over the Kings, and 27 points where he's the closer in a win over Miami.
Yeah.
He's playing really good basketball right now.
If you go to Cleaning the Glass and you go to player trends, so you can click a player, you can click 10-game rolling averages, but you just see the totality of season. Much like they'll show you, like, rent in 1981 on average was $600 a month.
Make it feel really bad.
In 2025, it's $3,200 a month, right? Like, you see what that graph and that chart looks like. That's basically what his season is.
Yes.
It's exactly what you say. It's like it starts out super low.
So bad.
And if you watch it, it rolls a little up and down, but it's largely gone nothing but up. And so I think for him, also just to me, closing a game out.
That's huge. He hasn't had to do that many times in his career.
It's not a position.
Which is an error on their part as an organization, but I digress.
And so, like, if you're going to be hyped on the Blazers, if you think that they have the right nucleus of guys, or the guys that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 player-ish, not counting Dame next year, that you think legitimately they're building the right pieces with, how are you not How are you not excited about the way he has played?
This is a 2-month sample size now. We're almost all the way through January. They got, 4 games left in January?
You can, in good conscience, poo-poo Denny's slow start last year, but then be all about how he finished.
And then not do it with Shaden Sharp.
And then not do it with Shaden Sharp would be all my point is.
Or hold him to a standard of the first 2 months of the season when the last 2 months of the season have been drastically different, and he's clearly playing at a higher level right now.
Also, pretty remarkable to do this when Jeremy Grant doesn't record a single rebound.
Yeah, Jeremy Grant was interesting last night.
You want to talk about that? Like, how are you 6'10" and you don't have one rebound?
He had a couple of turnovers. He threw a behind-the-back pass to nobody. He had another one where he just kind of left his feet and threw it into the heart of the defense.
One rebound, not one. 0. There's a 0 on that.
Let's continue. I want to talk a little bit more about this because you asked a question about Caleb Love that I don't think you're right on, but I don't know if I can disprove it.
You want to tee that up in case people are just tuning in?
So it's essentially, has Caleb Love been the third most important Blazer on the team? And on the surface level, I tell you, you're an idiot.
Of the season, has he been the third most important player?
I irrationally want to lash out and say, you know what, you're a dumbass. And then I'm going to think about it and say, you know what? A little bit more on this. Blazers going to win 4 in a row for them, hottest team in January. They're back in action tonight, so you get a little double dip, little start of your football weekend, if you will.
We got some dick in town.
Who doesn't love when that's in town?
Fat Grady.
Fat Grady's coming to town.
Fat Grady. That's what they call him in the streets. You know what I mean?
That's what they call him in Toronto.
Fat Grady.
Who's the real North? We'll find out